Well, welcome back to the channel. Today we're at St. John the Baptist Church in Keele, which was one of the main Knights Templar churches in the UK, and Keele was owned by the Knights Templar. And the first thing you come across is this memorial to those that gave their lives, and the quaint little entrance to the graveyard and the church. And immediately we come across these old graves. One here very overgrown, 1922, you can't make anything else out. Another one from 1994, is it 1917? (1927). One that's unreadable, 1880, 1877 from Silverdale. And this one has really kept its writing nice and clear. Little strange one there. (1932). And some of these are sort of disappeared. There's one in there that's disappeared. There's one in here, can we read it? 1875. And another one. (1852). 1834. That's a different one, 1877. There's two there, there's one flat you can't get to and the other one we can't read. This looks like a really old one. These have certainly got some patina behind them. That one's unreadable. There is one right in the middle there, 1871. Again, this is somebody's planted a tree, and we've got a whole range of them here, more or less the same design. So can't make out the dates or details of some of these. That's quite an unusual one with that little motif there. 1798. That's 1790. There's one on the floor we can't make out. Another one there. Can't make out the date. 1817. Couple of really old ones. You just can't read what they say. We've got two together here. 1928. Both the same type. I'm just trying to make out if the two are the same family to miss. There's a lot of old ones here, and they're right under the trees and right at the back of the trees, so you can't possibly get to them. flat one there. The tomb here, 1817. Under the trees we've got two, difficulty in reading them. If I put a torch on it, just makes it worse, I think. 1837. This is an interesting section, which last time I came you couldn't get to any of the graves at all, but they're all leaning here. 1789, something 56, 1818. Can't make out the ones on that, two together there. William Wakin, his wife, really old one there. They're almost impossible to read. The 1809 one's quite clear there. Another big one there. And this time you were able to get on the bank. Last time it was that bad you couldn't get, so there's a strange one there. I don't know what that's supposed to be on the top. One there. This was just left rough and wild last time. It was about 6 foot tall with weeds. There's two little ones there which you can't make out. That one's sort of, you can't make it out. You just have a look at the actual, some of the graveyards as we're up here. 1883, you can just about read it. This is quite a high status one with the urn. 1904. Behind it we have 1820. Another one 1809. Strange again, two here facing the opposite way, which is a bit strange. (1868), 1873. Now we're on the bank the other side. Now this has always been bad. Last time I came the weeds were as high as me. They have cleaned it back a bit. That's sort of unreadable. 1879. That would have been an interesting grave back in the day. One with little child angel there. 1889. Tomb, isn't it? Of a statement. It actually goes all the way around, so it's 1864 and only 28 years old. Obviously, see this trees fell down. There's another tomb here which you can't make out. Grave in there which you can't get to. Little ones here. These are all under the trees, so they're very green. 1872, and there's another one next to it. Yeah, the look of that, it looks quite modern. 1925. Nice cross there. Don't know whether we can make it out. 1838. Difficult to see on here. There's one there if I can zoom in. Making anything out. 1896, 1868, 1823. This was all bad last time I came. That's a really old one. Another big tomb, because that's taking up 2, maybe 3 places. 64-year-old. A tomb that's seen better days. 1889. And again, some quite nice ones under these trees. That's quite a rare symbol on it. 1879. Again, probably somebody planted these trees when they were buried, and now they're taking over the world. One thing now, at long last, we've had an argument with this church for a long time. There's a war grave here, and you've never been able to get to it, which is disgusting. But we can now get to it. From Australia, an Australian reinforcements, 1920. A grave with a lot to say on here. Sir William Walters Summers, Cradwell Godwin, JP of Westwood Manor, Wetley Rocks, Mayor of Newcastle, 1913. 2 smaller ones. And 2 little ones there. Again, we have a fantastic one here. I don't even think we can get to read it. No, it's just covered in trees. It's obviously a big cross. And this is a fair old tomb. Thomas Britton. 1912. Another one that's certainly seen better days. (1903). So there's another one there under the tree, and it's a fair old tree this is. I don't know whether we can make out what it says. 1901. Two old ones there. One small one there, 1863. Can't quite make that one out. A lot of these are covered in ivy and all sorts. 1887. One there you can just about 1878. Again, there's some big ones in the trees you can't get to. We're facing the wrong way. So it was always a tradition that your head pointed to the west, so when the Lord came you sat up and you were looking to the east to see him rise. These are the opposite way around for some reason. They've really been damaged, a lot of these, because it's just been left rough. And then you've got the moss and all sorts, so overtaking it. A little section of modern graves. Quite a strange Celtic cross type of thing, which doesn't quite fit in with the modern graves, but nevertheless. Another straight line of old graves. I don't know what happened to that one. It looks like a king's crown on it there, and the top's obviously come off. These are all that seem to be sort of the 1800s. That one was 1892. That's a young one, 1904, is it? That's covered in black. I don't know what's caused that. 1881. 1878. Quite an interesting flat tomb there. You can't make out any writing on it. (1859), 89-year-old. They were living a long time, considering, you know, in the 1800s. Nice little motif there, cross. And again we have some sort of under trees. (1898). I'm trying to make out what the motif is there. Now again we have this strange thing where this one's one way and the one next to it's facing the other way. So this looks like a double one, 1796 and 1816. (1865). And this one's facing that way. 1921. And the double one that's only half used. So it's 1802, and presumably there's a bit there for the partner. 1839. And again this one's the wrong way around. Got two on the floor, or one smashed up. I come to a little section where we've got big tombs. So 1760, there's a lot to say about it. I can't quite read it all. Another one 1802, another one that's only half done, that presumably there's that bit for the partner. The tomb's got stuff written on the side but you can't read it. And a bit on the end as well. 1910. That symbol's a bit different. I'm trying to work out. It looks like a child with a flower in one hand and a trumpet in the other. Again, the opposite way is two others, so why they've done this I don't know. And you can see there's just old tombs here. Let's see what we can see. Somewhat hard to read, but they must be all fairly high status to have big tombs. 1836, 1834 on that one. 1868, age 15 years. That's preserved well. That's 1853. This one's really gone, so we can't really make anything out on that one. That's the other side of that one. We have a big stone here. One leaning over 1839. The big one's Harry, son of John. The other side of that child's tomb, 1879. The tomb we couldn't read the other side is 1854, and this is a big one with a lot of writing on the top. You can't really make it out. I'm not sure whether that's a tomb or something else. A big urn. Can't see any writing. It's quite a statement piece. Two again facing the opposite way. 1776. Another big tomb. 1819 is that? And some of these are well past the sell-by date. 1871. That one's been smashed up. Well, there's two. There's that one and the flat one which is covered in moss. That one's more or less unreadable, as is that one. Very black. Well, there would have been a lot of steel and all sorts of things back in the day which probably make it black. Well, quite a collection here of, there's a flat one, another flat one, the tomb there, we can't quite make it out. The one hiding in the trees there. There's certainly a big tomb next to it with a cross on. And it's higher up than everything else for some reason. 1891. One there that's a little sort of line in the hill. 1805. And one very big glorious tomb here. 1838. Thomas Goodwill of, can't make that out. It's certainly a fair old tomb. The other side the tomb's all black. These two here, they're 1784. Another tomb, like a modern grave, found its way in. Let's read this from the other side. (1870). You can see on this one's quite a good example. It's deep. The letters are very deep, so it's sort of been preserved quite well. That's the old church, which seems to have been having some restoration. It's a bit strange, the church, because it was the biggest church for the Knights Templar in the UK. The Knights Templar owned all Keele at one time, and there is an ancient tomb inside, and this is a listed building, and this dates back to the 1800s, but there's a tomb in there older. So the original church, they think, goes back when the Knights Templar were here, goes back to the 1300s. Another one 1700. (1815). Another old one covered in moss there we can't make out. (1908). This is sort of a mixed bag here, because that's fairly, well, looks fairly old one, and some of these next to it are fairly modern ones, or they appear to be anyway. 1859. So it's a bit strange when you look at it that 1700, 1800, there's lots of graves, but there's not really a lot of sort of modern graves compared with the old graves. There's very few. Some here we can barely get to. 1955. Again, you can see all the black, because it would have been steel or coal or something burning that's made all these black. One there that's had a better day. It is a nice place in a couple of weeks, because they've got a lot of rhododendrons and flowers. Trying to work out this one. 1872. Honest and industrious and sincere, a worthy husband, sleep here, plain dealing was his heart's delight, till soul from body took its flight. Oh, very poetic. That one's snapped in half, 1847. One deep inside the tree, age 77, August 1851. Now inside the holly bush. And just a quick sort of look around. You can see it's not really a very big graveyard. That's why it suddenly stops at sort of 1800s, and then people dying or being buried here seems to reduced to almost nothing, and there's a few sort of modern ones. A little one there that I think we missed. Little strange one. $19.08, is it? Another little one there, 1913.